enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Taryn Morning Show, episode 261. By gosh, where we go over tips, tricks, and ideas and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We have a fun one this morning, and this one's a little bit this one, for some reason, I get so much pushback on this topic, and it makes a ton of sense because I felt the same way for a very long time. So today we're going to be talking about abstinence in the sense of giving something up, and then moderation, because I truly believe the goal to getting to moderation is like the end all be all, where we can get way more enjoyment living in the present moment more, but to how to build that relationship. So hear me go through this. I promise this will be very, very beneficial this morning, this episode, if we can apply and learn the strategy. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to go over a few of the definitions of the main topics and ideas that we will be getting started with. So first definition, abstinence, just a little zoom in on this. So abstinence, the fact or practice of restraining oneself from indulging in something, typically alcohol. I started drinking, but I think we could apply this to a number of things. So abstinence is the self-enforced restraint from indulging in bodily activities that are widely experienced as giving pleasure. Most frequently, the term refers to sexual abstinence. This is Wikipedia and the Oxford definitions. Okay, so the wording on abstinence is really brutal and rough. It sounds like your high school, like the dork team's coming into your high school and they're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do anything, you can't even you can't go out past 9 p.m., you can't do anything. So I'm hoping to dispel the fact, to detach the word abstinence from some of these extreme movements where it's like, oh, you can't do anything for the rest of your life. You can't do that. You can never indulge in anything pleasurable ever again. Versus using abstinence as a very powerful tool and a guide to get to moderation. Our next one, moderation. The avoidance of excess or extreme, especially in one's behavior or political opinions. Let's go with that first part. Political opinions we don't care about this morning. The avoidance of excess or extremes. The avoidance of excess or extremes. I think this is where we are struggling as a society, probably more than anything, especially here in America, is the overindulgence. The overindulgence. So if we can get to moderation, I think we can enjoy more and more out of what we got going on. So these are the two terms we'll really be working with. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So abstinence, moderation. The reason why I talk about abstinence being good morning. Thanks for tuning in with us this morning. Why I always want to start with abstinence is so we can really even see what it is that we're giving up. Seeing what it is that we're giving up. My example for this is I am on day 80. I should have checked this before the show. It's like day 80 something. I haven't drank any booze. No alcohol. It's almost to the 3-month mark. And I don't plan on quitting alcohol forever, but it has greatly improved my relationship with alcohol. And it's really helped me grow as a person to just go without it, to see when I'm in environments. So for example, also shout out to Tara and Tyler Balsley for getting married this last weekend. And also shout out to Tara and Tyler's families for doing such an incredible job with the wedding. It was really, really fun. Weddings can be a very attractive place to drink and get really messed up. But it turns out you don't have to drink to have a good time. This is something I've struggled with really for most of my life. I'm sure a lot of people can relate that you want to have a good time. And I could never give myself permission. I could never give myself permission to have a good time unless I was over the top with this. So, say if I drank a bunch of booze, I smoked a bunch of pot, I had a lot of nicotine, if I couldn't eat a ton, if I couldn't indulge past moderation, like we talked about, that's in the extreme or the excess, then I couldn't enjoy myself. I wouldn't allow myself. So first off, we need to be able to decide what it is that we want to give up. For me, I wanted to give up alcohol. I think alcohol is really terrible for your brain, really terrible for your body, specific like your kidneys. Man, your kidneys do so much good stuff, filtration, detoxification, all of this amazing, and then let alone your brain. So there's a lot of health reasons why I don't really want to drink alcohol much anymore, but I do want to drink it for special occasions, for special events. And I don't think I would have been able to develop this relationship if I didn't go through like these types of events, like going to weddings, going out with my friends in general, or just kind of maybe it's a traveling thing that I have going on. I'm leaving here for Colorado here shortly. If I wasn't able to go do these things and learn to build that muscle to say no and to show up the way that I want to, and not feeling that I have to show up at a certain way to be on other people's level to have a good time, then it's a lot easier to build this relationship with abstinence. So if we can say no and decide on what it is that we want to say no, and then we give it a certain amount of time. We give it a certain amount of time. For me, it's like I'm going 100 days, or I'm going until my girlfriend and I, we're going to this music festival. It's called Bonnaroo. It's in Tennessee. And we're going to go down there and I'm going to drink alcohol down there. But up until then, I don't really have a need or a desire to. And just by getting past this, they talk about it takes like 21 to 30 days to form a habit, unless you have some type of extreme case where you need to be working and talking with a medical professional, which I am not. I'm just sharing my personal experiences. After I got past the 30 days of alcohol, I honestly didn't even want to drink anyway. And so that worked out. So that's been working out for me because I was just able to see like, holy crap, I feel really good on the weekends. I can work a lot harder. I can do this. So I built that relationship with abstinence. And now I am able to select and properly execute moderation. I think a lot of people believe that they can just go from only eating really unhealthy to just only eating I'll still buy the Twinkies and I'll only eat one. And then before you know it, you eat like 5 of them. And so really dictating your environment and strengthening and saying the word no and not indulging at all in one particular thing for a multiple month period, I have found to be extremely, extremely helpful to finally then be able to figure out what it is, how it is you want to show up, giving myself permission to actually execute on moderation in the future. And it's also funny, it comes up this whole notion of I can't give it up because I don't want to miss out. I can't give it up. I'll be like, well, maybe we could quit drinking for 30 days. Whoa. I don't want to miss out on life. I don't want to miss out on life. It's like, I would challenge this and ask, what are you missing out? What are you missing? Is it giving yourself permission to have a good time? That's what I thought I was missing. I was like, oh, I gotta drink alcohol or else I won't have a good time. And it's like, is that true? Or is that a story that you're telling yourself? This was a story I was telling myself. I was really proud at the wedding. I wasn't drinking any alcohol, and I used to have to be able to. My girlfriend loves to dance. She loves to dance on the dance floor, and if your woman loves to dance, then as a man, you got to get out there and you got to dance. I believe it. I believe you got to do that. As a man, you got to show up, you got to step up, go out to the dance floor. And I used to never be able to do this unless I had a whole lot of like beer and liquor in me. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. It's like, man, I couldn't open up. I couldn't enjoy myself unless I had this. And then I finally, after a couple months of not drinking and being at some more of these social events, I'm realizing like, man, you don't have to get totally twisted to enjoy yourself. I mean, there's a lot, and I met a handful of people. The fact that I was sober enough to really remember the entire night, and I was talking to people, and there's lots of people who are already doing this. They're like, yeah, no, I don't really drink much. Oh, I don't really drink much. It's that example of, I really want this car, and I'm going to buy this car, and then you buy the car, and then you start seeing it all over the place. So understand that you're not alone in this. And it is ultimately up to you. I just want to come on here and talk about this because I think everyone has their thing, whether it's alcohol, whether it's food, whether it's just staying up too late, whether there's so many things that all of us can get caught up in. So just figure out what that thing is that you get caught up in. For me, that was drinking. So I wanted to approach this and see what would come up when I practiced abstinence from it. And then it started coming up. And then another, thinking of yourself and your life as an onion, and you got to keep peeling back the layers. And when you give this stuff up and you feel friction, say if you're a smoker and you quit smoking and you start feeling pain, there's a reason for that pain. One, addiction and feeling uncomfortable, or the unwillingness to feel in the present moment without substance or indulging can be very, very tough for people right off the bat. And then it's going to peel back another layer. It's like, oh, why do I do this? Oh, why do that? I do that because I feel like I can't relax without this being present. But true happiness comes from the detachment of things. This is from Buddhism versus more of my opinions, but happiness will come from our ability to detach from dependence on external things, such as smoking, such as drinking, such as eating certain types of food. You have the ticket to enjoying yourself. If you look at the most magical moments of your life, it is not the drugs, the indulgences. It is the feelings, the emotions, the experience of you and who else is around you with their, like, where are you at? Such as the wedding, seeing the first dance and seeing the mom and the daughter dancing, very emotional moment. That's the moment that brings joy and happiness, not the booze or the liquor that allows you to like loosen up and give yourself an excuse to get wild on the dance floor. So I'm trying to learn a lot more about myself on abstinence. So the challenge for today would be to ask yourself, what is it that would benefit my life greatly if I gave it up for 3 months? If I gave it up for a week, if I gave it up for a month, whatever your time frame is that you need to decide on, be honest with yourself. What is holding you back from getting closer to your goals? I had a real hard conversation with myself. I live in a small town and I want to build big businesses. This can be really tough for motivation purposes. It can be really tough for a number of reasons, how I'm connecting with people, but I love the home I live in. I love the woman I'm with. I love my family a lot. And so now I need to work extra hard on other things like connecting and being a connector in order to build a big company, in my opinion. And I think giving up alcohol gives my chances of achieving success. We're playing a game of numbers in life, right? A game of probabilities. I'm not too big of a believer in luck of any kind versus like actions create results, yada, yada. And if we can enjoy the actions, then we'll get better results. So answer this question for me. Do you think I am more likely to achieve creating a bigger education company, a coaching company, a personal branding business to help entrepreneurs bring their greatest work to the world if I am sober or if I'm drinking alcohol? I would probably say if I am sober. And now I give myself permission to enjoy myself while I'm on the sober journey and focusing more on the present moment. That's all that these drugs do. And that's my personal experience. I'm sure it's different for everyone, but that's all that's really happening to me is I'm finally giving myself permission to enjoy what is actually in front of me, enjoying this morning show, enjoying the traveling and going to see my brother out in Colorado, like living in the moment. They talk about all the time. It's cheesy. I get it. Abstinence, cheesy term from our dare days back in high school. You can't do anything wrong. Living in the present moment. The gurus or whoever going a little over the top with that stuff. But this is what I have personally found to bring me more joy than anything is my ability to say no, my ability to be disciplined, my ability to understand what it is that I truly want and understand that I'm putting myself in the highest probability of achieving success. And that feels good. And that's okay. And you can give yourself a round of applause for that. You can give yourself a nice pat on the back and enjoy what it is that is in front of you. So as the absence continues and comes to kind of a close of complete, then now I am able to get to the ultimate goal, moderation. Moderation is when I am very selective on when it is I want to drink, when it is I want to smoke weed, when it is I want to go out and socialize, when it is my time for me to work on what it is I know I need and want to get done. Now that I have a stronger relationship with self-control. Now I'm really able to catapult myself, I think, in the right direction to enjoy, to focus on really what's in front of me. Because I truly believe it doesn't matter so much of the task that you're doing versus the state of mind and the state of your body that you are in. What is an example of this? That you're like, Tanner, you're talking crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Really, I've been able to get more joy from cleaning up nasty ass rental properties than I have at certain social events where people were getting, not this wedding. I had an absolute great time at this wedding, but other big events in the past, like other big celebrations, birthday parties. And I was like miserable because I wasn't living in the moment. I was too concerned about like getting really fucked up and over the top. And I was too concerned about a bunch of other things that didn't matter versus now it's like, okay, now that I'm just focusing on what's in front of me and I'm seeing like the fact that that rental property gives housing to somebody who needs it. It's building up my future, me and my wonderful, amazing girlfriend, our investment portfolio. It's setting ourselves up to give back to the people who we love and care about most. Like when you really sit down and you're like focused on it and the feelings of it, then like it starts to feel really good. But I believe most people can't just have things in their environment, such as junk food. They always talk about if you want to get healthy, get junk food out of your house. It really works really well. I highly recommend it. If you want to eat healthier, if you want to be better, just get it out of the house. And then talking and having good, strong conversations with the people around you to help them support you on this. And then once you build, and I truly believe people need evidence. We need evidence to show that we are making progress. You need evidence. You need some time. I have the evidence now. I have 80 something days to prove that I can say no and that I can go to social events. I can still be a good time. I can show up the way I want to show up. I have the evidence now, and I see the relationship with this. In this example, it'd be alcohol, to implement it and then indulge in it, enjoy it when it is I want to. And again, you don't have to quit for life, but you need to quit enough to really understand how you want to handle this, because everyone's on their own personal journey, and the choices that you make lay the bricks of the path that we walk for our lives. For our lives, I've always loved that analogy. But that's all I have for today, is the fact, thinking about abstinence not as this corny, weird thing where, oh, I have to give this up for life. Oh, I can't ever have sex again. Oh, I can't ever drink again. Versus just building a healthy relationship and understanding that it's easier to do abstinence in the beginning and then build that relationship and then do moderation later, once you really know what it is you want and how you want to show up, and give yourself permission to do just that. So cheers, friends. That's all I had for this Monday morning. Maybe we think about something that we've indulged a little too much over the weekend, that we want to take a break throughout the work week. So enjoy. Abstinence, I always get backwards. Abstinence leads to moderation, and they can work together beautifully. We're here to enjoy ourselves as much as possible, which I believe is the ultimate goal. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Talk to Tanner for more content coming up. And additionally, we'll be on other social media platforms throughout. I wanted to make a quick announcement for someone I'm doing a guest event with. So this would be, we're doing my boy, Leon Vick, almost to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. We'll be doing an interview with him on Thursday, where he has a new piece of music coming out. I'm really excited about it. Vic's always been great. And he's really just the skill and ability from our dog it's insane. He's been at it for a couple years, and it just proves that consistency is the winning beast. And this interview is on Thursday, by the way, So that'll be really fun. I wanted to give him a couple extra shout outs throughout the week, but check that interview coming out on Thursday morning at 7 a.m. But before then, you'll catch us on the next live morning show, which will be tomorrow, Tuesday, bright and early, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Actually, it'd be out in Colorado, so it's going to be pretty early for your boy, but we're going to show up. We're going to hold ourselves accountable, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to learn something good. I hope you guys found this valuable today. I'm out of here. I got some other things I got to pack before I catch my flight. You guys enjoy yourselves. Cheers. Have an amazing Monday. Have a great week. If you needed to hear it today, I love you. And let's get some good shit done. Cheers, friends. I'm out of here. Have a great day.